Hello, everyone. Welcome to our very first League of Legends one-on-one tournament. Today, we're going to have, unfortunately, only 3 players because one has decided not to check in. So today, we're going to have PC Toxin, Yishi, as well as Divinity C. And because of blind draw, Yishi will be getting the first round bye. So it means Divinity and PC Toxin will be the first ones to play. And yeah, so I can't wait. This is going to be super exciting with this. I can't wait to hold more tournaments. This is going to be our first tournament, but over the time, we're going to have a lot more going forward. So let's invite our first 2 contestants here. So we're going to go on a bit of a break just for a second. Okay, and welcome everyone to the first game. Our players have chosen to ban Set, Mordekaiser, and Brand, as well as Nasus, Pantheon, and I can't remember the 6 champions' names, so now we got Velkas versus Ezreal for our first match of the day between PC Bane and Divinity. So, or PC Toxin, should I say. So this is going to be a good first match. They're both going range. And then, so today's win condition is only going to be first blood. We're not going for CS or tower, so it's going to hopefully be bloody, a little messy, and just to see how things go. And I really hope that this is going to be a fun one. So since it's only going to be first blood, they're going to only have to be able to do what they have with their, or they have to pull off what they have to do with only their starting items. So this is going to be a little exciting. Let's see how they do. They're both silver players, so we're getting ready to go into the for spectator delay. Why am I delaying this? So we'll be back to the action here in one moment. Please excuse me. Okay, everyone, welcome back. I forgot that I'm on streamer delay, so I need to make sure I have everything work, or that I'm delayed. So here we have Ezreal starting blue side, as well as Velkas starting red side. So we're gonna have a little, or we have to wait a little bit just to get ready for the minions, but this is gonna be fun. We have, let's see what they're playing with. Ezreal went with Guardian Hammer and No Magic Mantle, while Velkas went the Lost Chapter and Healing Potion. So Velkas is really hoping that he gets the chance to, how would I say, get the chance to use up or gain some more life in hopes that he can outlast the Ezreal. While the Ezreal is starting in the bush, let's see. It's almost as if PC Toxin almost knows he's there. All right, first bit of damage got sent, or Divinity was able to do the first bit of damage to PC Toxin, and just letting the minions just sit there. And because we are only doing first blood, they are taking it out on each other. And oh my god, look at that! Divinity almost took out PC Toxin like that. Got him so low that he had to use his summoners, or I believe his summoners. Yeah, he had to use both his summoners, his flash and his barrier. So that was crazy. It seems as if Ezreal might win the, or Divinity might win this. PC Toxin has already used both of his potions, so he's now at half health, while Divinity was able to use um the healing spot. So, and it's really got PC Toxin on his back foot, just right out there with 2 minutes in. It looks like Divinity might win this. Let's see how this goes. All right, and Ezreal is over here just able to push the minions out just because really PC Toxin's not able to do anything. Oh man, this but of course we can't count Divinity out just yet, just because who knows how this is gonna go. Especially since Divinity is able to push 2 waves of minions over, and actually he's gonna steal over the other life node just so PC Toxin's not able to get it, and he's able to ward him off. So I don't want to count PC Toxin out just yet, but at this point, Divinity might be the first person to move on. So yeah, we got some lull in the game right now just because Divinity is able to just push the tower. Piece of Toxin's just literally on his back foot just because he can't do anything, unfortunately, because of Ezreal's range and the poke being able to bring him down so much. And Piece of Toxin's got his barrier up, but still has another minute on his flash. Most likely he's waiting to be able to get his other summoner spell up just so he can, how would I say, be able to dive in a little more, or he was able to get off a one shot onto the minions, but wasn't able to do too much. He's not able to, with Ezreal's range and just poke capability, Velkas is just unfortunately not able to do anything right now. And because this is Howling Abyss, they're not, neither are able to go back to be able to get their any more items, so they gotta go off just what they have here. Ezreal is already level 8, and Velkas just turned level 6, so he barely got his ultimate now, but I wonder if that's gonna save him. But who knows? That laser is pretty nasty when it gets used. All right, there we go. They both took some swings on each other, and fortunately, and first blood right there. It looks like Ezreal Divinity is the first one to win. So congratulations, Divinity, for moving on to the second round. And PC Bane, thank you for participating. You got third place, so you'll get the $25 prize for third place. So let's get out of this, and we'll take a little break as we get everything ready for the next match. So please bear with me one moment. All right, welcome back to the finals. And because we only had 3 players today, Yishi was able to get the bye. So now we have Yishi in the finals against Divinity C. We just seen Divinity C win on the Ezreal. So our first bans were for this match are going to be Tryndamere as well as Aphelios on Divinity's side. So let's see how this goes since we are doing first blood win conditions. This is going to be, and we saw how pokey the Ezreal was. It's going to be a little fun. And then the second round of bans are Amumu as well as LeBlanc. So, so Divinity's really trying to get more of the ADC, or got rid of the ADC long range as well as Amumu, and Yishi's trying to ban the all-ins with LeBlanc and Tryndamere, and just the survivability of Tryndamere, really. And then it looks like Divinity C's really got his mind in the game because he quick banned Corki after Yishi banned Zed. So it looks like we got Camille here. Oh, and Yishi was able to lock in the Camille. And now, what is Divinity going to be playing? Especially since this is a first blood only tournament, this is going to be a little exciting just because you're like, okay, what should I go with? And with the finals, we're actually going to do a best of 3, while round of 4 was a best of 1. And for Divinity's side, we got Lee Sin. So now that we got all that ready, we'll be back here shortly after the spectating delay goes away. So we'll be back in just one moment. Okay, welcome back, everyone. So we have LeBlanc in the bottom left of Yishi, as well as in the top right, Lee Sin of Divinity. Divinity just came out of the round of 4 with his win over PC with his Ezreal play. Now we're seeing him play with Lee Sin. So they're both, I believe, melee champions. Camille starting in the bush while Lee Sin is in the bottom right. I'm going to see if I can't record this in case I need to come back later and do this again. So it looks like we're going to have a strong level 3 play at the very beginning before even the Winions get here. And Yishi is just dominating Lee Sin by doing a quarter chunk of his health already. All right, and it looks like Lee Sin started with Guardian's Hammer, Cloth Armor, and Rejuvenating Bead. So the Rejuvenating Bead to be able to get more of his life, while Yishi went more damage by getting the Guardian's Blade, Longsword, and a healing potion for a little sustainability. And Yishi's actually doing really well. They had another little skirmish, and here's skirmish number 3, where Yishi is just taking the health of Divinity. And it looks like Yushi is just so close to winning. What summoner spells did they go with? So it looks like Divinity went with Flash and Ignite, while Yushi used Barrier and Ignite. So Yushi's really went for a more offensive play by being able to guard herself as well as burn down the life of Yushi or Divinity. And just look at that. They're both at half health. Yushi was able to just jump right in to try and take more life. Divinity went back to his healing node to gain some life, so now he's got the life advantage at 3/4 health with a little shield. But Yushi says a shield doesn't bother me. I'm gonna go in it anyways. So they're just going back and forth. They're both level 6, so they both have their ultimates ready to use against one another. So this is about to get a little more spicy as things get closer. And Divinity was able to get another little poke off of Yushi there. But now they're just settling in a little bit, letting the minions meet in the middle, trying to get a little more. Divinity is winning the life game by already getting back to 3/4 health. And that rejuvenating bean's really paying off for himself right now, because he's able to get most of his life back nice and quick. And not to mention he's landing some really good pokes off of Yishi, so just whittling down his health. But now Yishi is pushing in the minions to try and push back to Vanity as much as possible, and to give him some time to be able to go back and gain some health himself. Since Divinity was pushed back for so long, he was able to just go and take his healing nodes whenever he wanted. But now, because the rejuvenating beings and just being able to get up there, Divinity is back to full health, while Yushi is still hovering around 3/4 health, just sitting in the back line, not being able to do much because of the poke of the Lee Sin. Hopefully, Yushi is able to get this healing node, and he did get it, and then time for another little skirmish. Oh no, and Divinity got a nice kick and was able to push Divinity off into the tower, and with the tower shot, helped him get the first win in this best of 3. So this is going to be great. Time to go back to the boys and get things ready again for match number 2. So congratulations, Divinity, on getting first blood. All right, welcome back, guys, for game 2 of the finals with Yushi and Divinity. Divinity got the first match of the finals. So now we got Aurelia, Bard, Brand, and number 4 is Fiddlesticks of the bands. They're handing actually pretty fast this time. We're going to have Yushi in the bottom left again and Divinity in the top right. So Divinity's having these, or is playing with these big poker type champions, able to ward off and also thinking long term for longevity. So the 5th band of the finals is going to be Lucian as well as Seraphine. So now we're going to get our first picks. All right, and we did have a little mix up in starting this. Divinity and Yushi should have been switched so that Divinity would have got first pick this time. But we'll correct that in the final match if Divinity doesn't win. And it looks like Yushi might actually go for the Jax. So with the Jax, who is Divinity going to counter with? I know Jax hasn't been seen too much lately, but it's still a very strong pick. And because I am deafened in the Discord, I'm not able to hear if they're saying anything, unfortunately. And we're going to get the Riven from Divinity. So this is going to be a fun game. Both melee champions, both not really the best at poking from long distances. So this is going to be a little fun. So we'll be back after the spectator break to go into the action. All right, and welcome back, everyone. We have Yushi going in on the Jax, as well as Divinity over here on the Riven. So this is going to be a very fun game 2 of a best of 3 series of our finals. So let's see what we have here. We have Yushi on the Jax going in with the Guardian's Hammer and a Longsword, and again with 2 potions for his sustainability. And it looks like he's going for damage and his lifesteal. While Riven is getting the Guardian's Hammer and actually some magic resistance with the Null Magic Mantle. So this is actually going to be pretty fun game to see here. And looks like their summoning spells are the same with the ignites, but Jax has his dive or getaway potential with the flash and the dampening for Divinity. And it looks like we're gonna have a level 3 early game skirmish, which just ended up becoming a poke with Yushi and Divinity. But Yushi had step was hoping for that healing node right away, and Yushi is actually just going pretty hard right out the gate. But thankfully, with that Null Magic Mantle, Divinity's not taking too much damage. Or actually, yeah, since he must have started with the Leaping Strike. Or yeah, he started with both his 1-2 or his QWE. And the Leaping Strike is not doing too much damage just because that is magic. While everything else is physical. And Yushi is actually just hard poking, going in hard on Divinity here early game. To the point where Divinity is actually already 3/4 of a health down, and Yushi is here just controlling the map, pushing back Revan as much as he can. To the point where Riven is now just sitting under the tower and hoping for a chance to get out there and deal a little damage to Yushi. But Yushi has sustained very minimal damage at only being a quarter down. And now we have our next wave of minions, but since Yushi does have it being pushed, Divinity just has to sit under the tower, wait for an opening. And honestly, Yushi's not giving him too much of a chance. So now we just got a small little lull as Yushi's looking for his next go in. Or his next chance to go in. But because Divinity does have to hug the tower, it makes Yushi not be able to go up too much, or otherwise he's going to take too many tower strikes. And again, Divinity just gets poked out a little more and has to go back to the secondary healing node, while Yushi just gets to stand at the front line and whittle the minions down and keep Divinity from being able to do too terribly much this game. Right, and isn't that just the fun of Jax? Just being able to sit in the bush and just jump forward when wanted. So with the healing node, they're both able to heal up a little bit, but because Divinity was so close to the tower when Yushi tried going in, that time he got actually hit twice by the tower, and now they're both at about the same health. But with that, Jax was able to go in, stun Divinity, and actually get him so close. Oh, they're both so far down. It says, oh, Yushi's now on the back foot, running away at only so little health. He was so close. Divinity was actually so close to winning there. Yushi was literally just one flick away from losing the game and from winning the tournament, actually. So now we got the same. This looks kind of familiar, right? Now, just the opposite sides. Divinity able to push down the tower as Yushi has to hug his tower and not be able to get too far, since Divinity does have the life advantage. And because we are so late into the game, Yushi is out of the mana pots or the health pots. So now he's just hoping for the life gain from the life steal. So now things are just going nice and slowly. Divinity just camping his healing nodes to be able to gain more life and keep that life advantage, with already getting back to 3/4 of a health life, while Yushi has to sit under at a quarter health, or just over. Actually, it looks like almost a third, but that's just small details at this point, just because Divinity was able to chunk out so much of the health. So let's see how this goes. Yushi's actually first to level 9, and here we go. Now they're into the engagement again. Yushi was able to push him back, but unfortunately wasn't able to do too much to send him or get the advantage in life, as Yushi is still a little under. But Yushi is back into familiar territory with pushing Divinity under his tower. But this is actually giving Divinity the chance to life steal his health back up without having to worry too much about the Jax. And Jax, every time he goes in, just because Divinity is so close and hits Divinity, that he takes a tower shot, which is actually chunking into his health a little too much here, I would say, for him. And Yushi's actually trying to heal up, but Divinity says, "No, I'm going to go towards you and try and chunk you down." Now we're so close, and Divinity did it with 2 games or 2 wins here. Um, Yushi is dead, and congratulations to Divinity on your win on our first tournament here. That